Okay, so there's something hurtling through our solar system right now, and it's not from around here. It's moving at an absolutely mind boggling speed, and it's making us ask some of the biggest questions imaginable. So, what in the world is this visitor from another star?
Yeah, that's really the million-dollar question, isn't it? We've got this gas from deep space, but is it just a really cool rock, or is it something else entirely?
All right, let's get into it. The object's called 3I/Atlas, and for astronomers, this is a huge deal. I mean, it's only the third time we've ever confirmed something visiting us from outside our solar system. And believe me, it's already turning out to be the weirdest one yet. Just to give you some perspective, right? We didn't even spot our first interstellar visitor, the famous Oumuamua, until 2017. Can you believe that? Then came 2I Borisov in 2019. And now, 3I Atlas is joining this super exclusive club. This is a brand new chance for us to get an up-close look at material from a whole other star system. And when I say it's moving fast, I mean fast. We're talking over 210,000 kilometers per hour. That kind of speed is a dead giveaway, right? It tells us it's not caught in our sun's gravity. Nope, it's just passing through on a journey that's probably been going on for billions and billions of years. So the key thing to get here is that this thing is a real oddball. It was spotted back in July 2025, and it's a giant, 5.6 kilometers across, the biggest one we've seen by far. Its path is also weirdly flat and straight. And get this, some studies are suggesting it could be older than our own galaxy. See? Every single detail just makes it stranger and stranger. So you've got this giant cosmic puzzle. How do you even begin to figure out what it's made of? Well, you point our most powerful eye in the sky right at it, the James Webb Space Telescope. And what Webb is seeing, well, it's giving us our first real, solid clues. And that's exactly what researchers did in early August. They aimed the Webb telescope's amazing near-infrared spectrograph at it to analyze the light coming from the object. See, by breaking down that light, they can basically read its chemical fingerprint, the signature of that gas cloud that's all around it, what we call its coma. And just so we're all on the same page, what's a coma? You know that fuzzy glowing halo you see around a comet? That's it. As it gets closer to a star, all the ice on it just poof! It turns directly from solid to gas. And by studying the light shining through that cloud, scientists can unlock its chemical secrets. It's pretty cool. And what they found was pretty shocking. The data showed one of the highest amounts of carbon dioxide compared to water ever seen in a comet. I mean, the coma is just packed with CO2. This is a massive, massive clue about where this thing might have come from. This really unusual chemical mix leads the research team to a pretty specific conclusion. They think 3I Atlas probably formed in a super cold part of its home star system, way out there near what they call the CO2 ice line. Or another possibility is that it got zapped with a whole lot of radiation. For now, this is the leading scientific take on the data. But that evidence-based scientific explanation, it's not the only theory making the rounds, not by a long shot. The object's weird behavior has kicked off a pretty fierce debate, one that pushes things from astrophysics into, well, into something way more speculative. And that's where Harvard astrophysicist Avi Loeb comes in. Now, he's known for pushing some pretty controversial ideas. And for him, 3I/ATS isn't a comet at all. He's proposing that it's a piece of alien technology. So now you've got two completely different stories. On one hand, you have the scientific consensus based on that hard data from the Webb telescope, which says it's a natural, if very CO2-rich, comet. And on the other hand, you have Loeb's hypothesis. He looks at that weird trajectory and acceleration and sees signs of intelligent control, maybe an alien probe on some kind of tactical mission. So how has the rest of the scientific community reacted to this? Well, to put it mildly, the reaction has been blunt. Many of his peers have called the claims nonsense and even insulting, saying that his theory just ignores the actual evidence we have from the James Webb Telescope and jumps straight to speculation. Okay, but this isn't just some academic squabble over a weird space rock, you know? This whole debate taps into one of the deepest, most unsettling questions we've ever asked ourselves. It really all boils down to the Fermi paradox. Think about it. The universe is ridiculously big and ancient. Statistically, it should be crawling with intelligent life. And yet,
We hear nothing, just silence. That cosmic quiet is the heart of the paradox. Where is everybody?
And one potential answer to that question is, well, it's pretty chilling. It's called the dark forest hypothesis. It basically suggests the universe isn't quiet because it's empty, it's quiet because it's dangerous. Civilizations are intentionally hiding, staying silent, because making a sound is like shouting in a dark forest, full of hunters you can't see. And this is exactly where Loeb's theory slots 3I/Atlas into the picture. In this terrifying scenario, 3I/Atlas isn't just some passive probe. It could be one of those very hunters finally stepping out of the shadows. And that's what turns a scientific curiosity into a potential existential threat. It's no wonder it captures our imagination. So, how do we make sense of all this? When you're faced with a mystery this profound, where do you draw the line between keeping an open mind and just pure guesswork? The answer, really, lies in the scientific method itself. Science follows a pretty strict path for a reason. You observe something strange. You gather actual, quantifiable evidence. You form a hypothesis that can be tested, and then you let other experts try to poke holes in it. The old saying is true. Extraordinary claims require extraordinary evidence. So when we apply that logic here, the bottom line is actually pretty clear. The idea of an alien probe is, yeah, absolutely fascinating, but right now there is simply no quantifiable evidence to back it up. The data we do have, from the most powerful telescope we've ever built, points firmly towards a natural, albeit very, very strange, comet. But that doesn't mean the mystery is over. Not at all. If anything, 3I/Atlas has just reminded us of how little we really know about the vast universe out there. And it leaves us with this incredible, lingering question. If this interstellar visitor isn't the message we've all been wondering about, what will be? And will we be ready when it finally gets here?